Welcome people. I welcome you from a beautiful British countryside where I'm ticking off another one on my list, which is walking my dogs. And my name is Adam K. This is Adam's K to-do list. Come on, let's go. Come on.
So yes, I visited NEC Birmingham show. I've been to a few stands, Canon, Nikon, Vanguard, KNF Concepts, Epson. I tried to do Tamron and a few other bits, but I just ran out of time. So even with just this few, I managed to record almost 2 hours worth of video. So I decided to divide it into a few different videos that I'm gonna upload. First one I will do is the Canon. The one thing I have to mention, obviously, I am not any kind of specialist, any kind of professional or anything like that, and I am not being sponsored by anyone at any point. I haven't received anything from them on that show. I haven't taken anything from them. All I got was a warm welcome, warm thank you, smile and a handshake. That's about it. One thing also I will mention, I was quite surprised and disappointed to be at DJI. I went to DJI stand and wanted to talk to someone at DJI about their products like I did with the other ones, and I was told, sorry, we're too busy, and I got fobbed off. I don't know, I've been to other stands. I've been to stands that are ridiculously busy. I've been to stands with Sony, I've been to stands with Canon, I've been to stands with Epson. They're all very busy, they all have people coming in and out all the day, and every single one of them found time for me to talk to. So DJI, well, I'm so disappointed, to be honest. I am quite disappointed with DJI at the moment, the way they treat people on their stands. Yeah, I'm not paying customers, I kind of understand that, and I am nobody, but I was there, I asked a question. Shame on you, DJI. Alright, the first one we're gonna say is the Canon. I spoke with a gentleman on the Canon stand. His name is Barry. Very nice guy. He had loads of time for me. Even that we started talking, and I was kind of trying to record him, and then after 7 or 8 minutes of him talking about Canon cameras, I realized I didn't press the button for record. Okay, so he done it with me again. So again, Canon, big thumbs up. Although I'm an avid Nikon user, but I have to say, very professional and incredible customer service from your guys. So if you decide to go on any shows that Canon is involved, make sure you visit them. They always have time, they will always explain everything to you, which one. There's no such thing as a stupid question, which you can hear me asking whilst I'm talking to the guys. And yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Obviously, subscribe, smash a like, comment, any constructive criticism, always welcome. And yeah, I hope you enjoy it.
I am with Barry in Canon stand for Cinema EOS, and he's going to talk about these brilliant cameras that Canon is producing. So Barry, tell us a bit more about these cameras.
Okay, so what I'm showing off today is the Cinema EOS range of cameras that we have on show at the photography show for these few days. Starting off with the C100 Mark II, which is the stepping point into the Cinema EOS range. This is the
C100 Mark II. That's the camera I would like to have right now. So Canon, if you're watching, lend me one for a few weeks so I can, play with it a bit, please. lens as well, please. I don't have any Canon lenses.
Designed for anybody who may be using a DSLR or a mirrorless camera who needs to kind of step up to the next level in their filmmaking. The camera is targeted towards people who shoot online because of the codecs that it actually delivers. For wedding videographers, find it a really useful tool because of the Super 35mm sensor inside it. Having an EF mount, we can change the lens around, as well as the ergonomics. As we can see, it's a very, very easy camera to use.
So this is the camera that I would turn to if I decide to go out.
That's exactly it, yes.
DSLR filming to proper filming.
This is kind of the next stage stepping through. So you can see side. Exactly, it is. It's used heavily within education, corporate work, wedding videography, and online content. Vloggers and bloggers seem to like it. I do have a cine lens on this at the moment, but you can use any Canon EF lens as well, so it's really flexible there. It does have Canon's dual pixel CMOS AF technology with inside it as well.
CMOS stands for Complementary Metal Oxide Semiconductor, which is the type of a processor that Canon uses in their cameras. This is a thing that Canon camera uses to see and produce the image.
Exactly, yes. Exactly, so we have that through
Everything is sharp.
Everything is very sharp. So we have this in all of these three cameras that I have here. This one here has face tracking as well as center point focusing. It shoots in an MPEG-4 and AVC HD codec. It shoots on a 4K sensor and oversamples to a full HD. So you're getting all that lovely detail and information, but just being output as a full HD. So that's with the C100 Mark II. You're looking at something like this now, in and around the £3,000 price point, but you're getting everything that you need to shoot for professional AF, EF mount.
EF stands for Electro Focus, and that was introduced in 1987 by Canon into their Canon EOS family. So when someone says I've got EF mount, means it's got electro focusing automatic focus system fitted to it, which also means that in the lens itself there is an electric motor that is used for focusing.
Ergonomically set up for moving from a DSLR to video.
And this is basically straight out of the box, charge it up.
All you need is the right lens and your SD card, because it comes with the battery as well.
There you go. £3,000. Yours.
So that's the 100. The next camera I'm going to talk about is the 200. Now this one is a little bit rigged up at the moment. I've got this set up in a shoulder rig solution,
Which I'm going to try again so you can see me how I look like with the proper equipment. Because again,
So the C200, this camera is all about cinema raw light. This camera is the newest camera within the Cinema EOS family. It shoots internal RAW directly onto a C-Fast card. It shoots 4K DCI, that's cinema RAW, up to 60p internally, which is really, really great. And it also shoots on SD cards on the back, 4K UHD, that's 4K TV, directly onto SD cards. So that's where the excitement is. Cinema Raw Light's all about workflow. It's all about the latitude, what we can actually do with the footage in post. This camera also has log, as the 100 does, but this gives you two variants of log. It gives you C-Log and C-Log 3. That's 12 and 14 stops of dynamic range. C-Log is around 11 and 12 stops, but C-Log 3 is 14 stops of dynamic range.
those rich colors, basically, that's what it
It's
is.
a flat image that allows you to grade and make that footage look the way you want. It has the newest CMOS sensor we have inside there, again using Canon's color science, which is very, very popular. A couple of key changes on the body, just to show you the one I have here. This has got a compact cine servo lens. So this is a servo driven lens. I can demonstrate in a second how that works. But it's the most light and small servo lens we've ever made. Also the cheapest lens in this family that we've ever made.
The cheapest means
When you're talking about a normal servo lens would usually retail for around 15 to 20,000 pounds. This one retails around 4,500.
£4,500 and get a proper lens.
So as you can see with this camera here, C-Fast cards on the side, SDs on the back. Quickly looking around, the way Canon make things, we do have all our connections on the back here. So we got HDMI out, which is a clean HDMI. We have SDI out as well. That will give you a 2K422 10-bit if so required. And you have your XLR point on the body now, which is really, really nice. And your controls, as you can see, are actually on the back. We've also got a dual card slots in the ST, so that allows for quick relay recording and hot swapping of cards as well, which is really, really nice. Large EVF, and as we can see here, a touchscreen. So let me just see, I've got something done in here. So I have a touchscreen here that we can move and change focusing quickly and easily as well when we're shooting through.
I wish my camera was doing it so quickly and easy. This one I'm using now. Right, can I try it on quickly?
Of course you can. Let me set it up for you first. I'm just going to get the arms quickly ready for you.
Right now, as I said before, I'll take this one and keep that one.
Yeah, off you go.
Yeah, off I
I'll
go.
catch up with you very quickly.
Probably, yeah. This is a hell of a kit, but you don't want to run with it. It's light. It's very comfortable. It's very well. It's everything's there. You got anything you want to see. You just have to tilt your head. It's not like I'm looking for loads of buttons. I don't know much about filmography, well, about my cameras, but from my point of view, if I had 10 grand, is it? This whole kit? In around 10 grand, I'll go for it. I'll just go for it and just run around with it all everywhere I go. It's absolutely brilliant. It's well built. It's light. It's comfortable. And from what I can gather, the most important thing in a camera, not only about the abilities, how comfortable it is to hold it. Because if you work with a camera all day, you don't want to lob 50 kilos of something that's so uncomfortable, because by two hours in, you'll be tired. So this is brilliant. All right, how does it work? Where's the self-destruct button? So I miss it. Right. Zoom in, zoom out. Now let's just see. Let's have a look. Let's zoom at Canon. Let's zoom. There we go. See how it goes? And it's quiet. It's very quiet. I can't hear it working, to be honest. I don't know if it's actually on. If it wasn't on, I wouldn't hear it's on. It's quiet. It's very quiet, so autofocusing. It works fine. Right. I'll put it back because, you know, it's expensive.
Just put that down like that.
Right.
So there's your 200, really exciting camera.
So where would I use this camera?
So this camera is very much targeted towards independent filmmakers, independent documentary makers who are looking to capture high-end content, be able to deliver something that looks high-end, but they have a low budget. So the camera itself retails around 6K. The lens is around 4.5, so that's where you get into around that 10K price point. Not talking about the shoulder rig and the monitor, the Atomos monitor and so on.
In comparison, how much would cost a proper film camera compared to this one?
So if you're talking, there's a lot of cameras in the marketplace from different brands, and if you're talking about the kind of serious film cameras that we see in the marketplace, you're talking about anything from 20K plus. So it's
pretty much the same stuff.
It's going into the same place. So being able to bring a camera to lower budget films and documentaries, but being able to deliver higher end looking content. So that's the concept of this camera. So it's a really exciting time within the under 10K price point with this kind of shoot.
Awesome. And this last one?
So the last one here I've got, a lot of people may already know about this. This is the C300 Mark II. So the C300 Mark II is around a 2.5-year-old camera now. I've got this kind of stripped down to the bare bones because kind of got basic settings on it. But this is very much a broadcast camera. So this camera is EBU certified. That's a certification that a lot of channels like BBC, ITV, Channel 4, when you're actually doing productions for them, they have a requirement on the codec and the deliverable. This has a large set of those in there that they need, so it's heavily used on that.
Would we classify this as a professional camera?
Exactly, in that sense, yeah. They're all professional cameras, but this more as a broadcaster
You can
camera.
actually work with this one with BBC and other broadcasters.
Exactly.
These ones,
Not so much at the moment. They're more like you would make a movie or a documentary that you would sell into the broadcaster, but if you're making something for the broadcaster, this is the kind of camera you use. Something like this. Now this camera is also on Netflix's list of cameras that you have to shoot with. So to shoot 4K, that Netflix wants you to deliver if you're shooting for them, as in they give you the job. This is one of the cameras that's on that list. It's very popular because it's a modular camera. It's a small camera that shoots 4K at like 422 10-bit and other flavors of that directly onto CFast cameras.
In other words, you can run with it.
Yeah. You can. You see this rigged up in a lot of different ways. So when you're talking about this type of camera, it's a little bit larger and heavier. It does 4K RAW externally. So via the connections on the back, the SDIs, we can connect this to an external drive and, as I call it, get fat RAW. This is light RAW, this is fat RAW.
By saying fat raw and light raw, we're talking about the amount of data.
The amount of data. This is a lot more data that you would actually have. So
post production, you've got so much more to
you need a proper workstation to be working it to deal with the raw from this.
One of the bill iMac
Wouldn't deal with the raw from this. It will deal with the raw from this. That's why that's been targeted that way, but not this. But this is very much the.
What would happen if I upload it to my iMac or something like
Your
that?
PC would just look at you and say, "Are you mad?"
Too big, too complicated, go away.
Exactly. But this has been heavily used. To give you an idea, the Sundance Film Festival 2018 put a list out of the most popular cameras used for the entrance. And the Canon Cinema EOS 300 range, the original 300 and the 300 Mark II, was the second most used camera for Sundance Film Festival shoots. And that's because there's some reasons for that. ARRI, as you'd expect, is the most popular, but the ARRI colours and the Canon colours are quite similar. So in post you can actually make them look good, but ARRI cameras are generally quite big and they're used as the A cameras. As you can see with this, it's a smaller frame. This can be put into tighter situations, into more creative locations for your B and C roll kind of stuff.
Yeah, running in slow-mo through forest. Yeah,
that kind of stuff. So yeah, so this camera again, very, very popular on that end. It's still on the marketplace, it's still being sold very well, and it's heavily used.
so basically what we're saying is, the camera over there, that is the entry level.
Yep.
The camera over here is if I want to play director, filmographer. And camera over here is the camera I want to work with. I want to work with BBC, Netflix and a few other stations. Now, how much is one of these?
So approximately around 9,000 for this camera.
With lens or without lens?
No, it's always with body only.
It's only body
It's
only.
always with body only.
So Canon-
So you get everything you need there. You get your audio controls, you get the body. All you need with this will be the lens you want to shoot with and the card to write to. It's a standard way Canon work. So that's what you get with that. 200, as I said, is around 6K when you're talking about that. It's the same type of thing. And then around 3,000 for the 100 Mark II.
So to start with, if we're talking about $3,000 for the body and probably what, 1,500 for the first basic?
No, with this sort of lens, you can use an EFS lens. You can use a 50mm 1.8, which is less than £100. So you
£100 on a
use any
$3,000 camera.
lens. But if you're talking cinema lenses are more expensive. But we find most people who start off shooting with these type of cameras are actually shooting with an EF or EFS lens. And Canon's EFS lens range goes from around £100 to around £500, and the EF range again goes from around £100 all the way up to £100,000, depending on the lens you're shooting.
So if you would have to convince someone who's using, for instance, red cameras, which are proper film cameras,
They're used everywhere in
and they
film,
are rather expensive. Let's skip the price for a moment. If you had to convince someone to skip from red to Canon, what would you say to them?
Look, a red's a fantastic camera, and when we're talking about switching, it's probably not the right way to look at it.
Right.
The way we have to look at it is, what is our workflow? What's the job? What's the best camera for that job? Now, you have red cameras that are heavily used out there that give you a great high-end 4K workflow. They are very modular, very square in box, and you can rig them up in a lot of different ways. With a camera like this, I'll use the 200 as an example. Out of the box, we've got a camera that we can work with straight away. We don't have to buy and get a lot of accessories and add other things to it to make it work straight off the box. The other thing about it being a single camera operator, we want something that's simple, intuitive, and has good AF, simple codec that we can capture internally without having to put a lot of stuff around it. You usually find people who shoot with reds, you do have individual camera guys out there, but they have to get a lot of stuff to make the camera work, and then you have the other kind of set where you have multiple camera operators doing stuff with the camera. So with the Canon range, it's very much great as a B camera to work with ARRI cameras and even Canon c700 range, but we very much we think of the single camera operator. The camera is designed to be quick, intuitive and easy, to reduce capture time, to reduce costs, to reduce production time, so you get the job done and get paid.
So, in other words, we're not talking about which camera is better. We're talking about which camera is better for the job. Personal preference.
My preference.
Obviously, Canon. Yeah. So it's not such thing as better camera. It's just different camera for a different job. Right tool for the right job.
That's exactly it. So we don't talk about competing because all cameras do something a little different, and you have to find the right tool for the right job.
Thank you very much, my friend.
Been a pleasure.
And one other thing that I would like to ask is stabilization and gimbals and stuff like that. These cameras are big camera. Well, it's quite a big camera, light camera, but still, you want to stabilize it for certain jobs. So how does that work?
Yeah. So when we're using any of these cameras, they don't have in-body image stabilization. You don't do that generally with the larger sensors. So you can use a stabilized lens, which a lot of people would generally use when they're just using a standard handheld. But of course, when we're kind of rigging up and want some kind of steady flow cameras we go through, there's different gimbals, tripods, stabilizers, sliders. So you have a lot of accessories within the videography world to assist in getting the right motion that you need for your shot. But if you're doing anything handheld, a lot of people who use DSLRs and mirrorless cameras do handheld. You need either in-body stabilization, which is popular but has some flaws, or you use an image stabilized lens. And of course,
very steady hands like me.
Very steady hands like you.
Like me right now. You see, it's stable as a table. You know what I mean?
So that's what you're really looking for. So again, even from entry-level lenses, you can get IS lenses that will assist you within the Canon range to get stabilized. But if you're getting more serious and you're being more creative as you go through, you do need to get yourself an appropriate gimbal or some sort of rig to assist you to get that motion right.
So basically, the sky's the limit. How deep is your wallet?
It's all down to the production you're doing. If it's a small one-man vlogger, blogger, or if it's all the way going to making a broadcast TV show or film.
Thank you very much again.
Been a pleasure.
And we'll be on our YouTube soon.